Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the hopeful elect that are scattered among the heathens around the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird. To my fellow laborers, and to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago. And what you're looking at on the screen is bacteria that was formed from hydrogen, sulfate gas, and wastewater. Okay? And one of the things that they're doing with stuff like this is they're turning it into food. They figured out how to get water out of hydrogen, and it creates a protein. And I think it's 40% bacteria and the rest is protein. All right, but it's bacteria. And this was from two sources. First, I heard it on the radio, which made me look it up. And what popped up was a Smithsonian magazine. It said scientists make food from bacteria, water, and electricity. It said this protein powder is made up of bacteria that use hydrogen as their energy source. Not the most appetizing, though, for some, but the researchers who developed this say using this as livestock could free up land for other purposes. All right. So basically, they said they made food out of thin air using carbon dioxide and microbes. So when I read that, the two things that stood out was microbes and bacteria. So I looked up the word bacteria, and it says, and this is the hell is that? Salakia. And it reads bacteria, a member of a large group of uncellular microorganisms which have cells walls but lack organelles and organized nucleus, including some which cause disease. Right? So bacteria can cause disease because it's bacteria. And this madman wants to use this as a food source. So what are they planning on doing with the food? You know, this is kind of, it made me think of the movie The Snowpiercer. How only the elites in the front of the train were eating real food or semi-real food, and the people in the back were eating proteins from bacteria and bugs. Basically. So the next word is microbe. And the definition of microbe is a microorganism, especially bacterium, causing disease and fermentation. So why in the hell would someone think to feed that to masses of people? See, it'd be nice if these were grains of rice, but this is not. This is bacteria formed from wastewater. And they're not even telling you what kind of wastewater. So it just makes, like the scripture says, man, if the Lord didn't come soon, there'd be no food. No flesh left to save, man. But I'm gonna read a couple scriptures. This wasn't meant to be a long lesson. This is just a quick hit. But the first scripture is Ezekiel 28:2. And it reads, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith Yahweh power, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, meaning people. Yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of a God. And that's really referring to Esau, Edom today. All right, because not only that, they painted themselves up as God, the Sistine Chapel. They've lied and taking on the identity of the Israelites and running around the world. Then they're trying to protect that lie with the anti this and anti that. All right. If you bring up the history, you don't have to say anything negative. You just bring up the history and you're anti this and an anti that. All right. But these people, verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that thou can hide from thee. So all their secrets are being brought out. Okay, they're being exposed. This is a precept on that. Let me just look to see what that reads. Because that wasn't my next precept. No. That has nothing to do with it. So, another quick precept is Ezekiel 4 and 13. All right, because our food is defiled. Even if it's so-called kosher or clean, it's still defiled. And because Esau's praying of it, and they always add whatever they add to it. But this is Ezekiel 4 and 13. And it reads, And Yahweh said, Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. All right, so that's part of our punishment, man. But like the other scripture says, we will eat poison but yet live. But nevertheless, as I said before, I quoted the scripture. I didn't read it, but if the Lord does not come back soon, man, there'll be no flesh left to save under this madman. So with that, give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers. Wa Abba Babal. Shalom.